This video is going to be about my experiences with bullying and things that I've done and things, around bullying and how I've coped with it and the things that have happened. So I'll start with the very beginning. My father told me at a very early age that people aren't gonna like me, that I'm gonna be teased, and he was right, because I have a major disability. I can't use my left hand. I can't walk, I can walk, but I can't walk for long distances, and I can't really run. I had a stroke before I was born, so that really, has definitely taken a huge toll on growing up, because a major part of being a child is playing and doing sports and activities and things like that, and I was really never able to do that, and so I never really made any friends because I wouldn't be able to do the things that other kids were doing, and so I was an outcast. People treated me differently because I was different, and when people see different things, people who are different, it scares them. They can't understand, and they really don't want to understand. So that started out early years. I used to come home crying from preschool because everyone made fun of me. I didn't have any friends, and that was just the beginning. I think the best thing that I've had is my dad, who has always told me, even though it's grim and crude, even for a small child, that people aren't going to accept me and that they're going to make fun of me. And it's true, and he prepared me for that as much as he could, but it still hurts so bad. And then that was just preschool days. People treated me like crap. And so I go to elementary school, and it's okay. I'm doing good for the first 2 years. I had complications in first grade because my teacher said, "Oh, kids can't have this." She didn't understand it at all, so I couldn't get help with cutting and pasting. I can't use my hand. So that obviously was a problem, and she didn't want to help because she didn't understand. And so I think that's when I started to feel bad about myself and start feeling sorry for myself, and not I used to do everything I could to not have to go to school. And that was the very beginning of school. That was so obviously it was so bad then. It just got worse over the years. Third grade was good. Around fourth grade, it started going back downhill because I started feeling different. Being myself, I didn't want to be like everyone else. I wanted to dress my own way. I wanted to feel comfortable. I started feeling I wasn't, into the crowd. I was an outcast because I didn't feel the same as the other kids. I the LGBT aspect, but I didn't want to talk about that because it's something completely different that's coming up. But so fifth grade was really hard for me. I began to act out and get very severely depressed, and then of course after that, middle school, which was even worse. I couldn't, it was the worst. I think middle school is everyone's worst time of their life, but mine was severe because I had not only problems in school, but I had some family problems, some medical problems, and things like that. And another part is I've always been chubby. When you can't do activities, you're gonna get chubby from sitting around not being able to do much. So of course I was overweight, and so that made it even harder for me to make friends and things like that, because it's just, if you're not perfect like everyone else, you're not going to fit in. No one's going to want to talk to you and things. But sixth grade was probably the worst time of my life. My attendance was horrible, my grades weren't that great, and the last day of sixth grade, I swallowed a whole bottle of Tylenol and some other things because I didn't want to go back to school. I honestly felt like I couldn't do it. It was too much. Everything that was going on, I couldn't do any of the extracurricular activities. The teachers weren't really wanting to help me because, I don't know, they just, some of them don't like their job, but they still do it and put the students through hell. I couldn't, middle school was difficult because the lockers and you had to use them, and I couldn't open it because of my hand, and it was just so difficult. And so, all these things, I would be late for class, I wouldn't fit in, and so I just wanted to end it. I was just like, nope, I'm not doing this. I don't want to go through this. And I just was having so many feelings inside about myself, about who am I. I'm not fitting in. I'll never fit in. And so I just was quitting. I just wanted to quit. I wanted to get away. I was suffering from severe depression from probably 4th, 3rd grade on to it. Because when you don't have friends, and I remember the kids would, outcast me because, you're gay, this and that, and things you can't. I remember I sat down at lunch at this table that was, full of kids. Every single person got up and sat somewhere else. And the crazy thing that I couldn't understand is I never hurt anyone. I never did anything wrong. I just wanted to have friends and be happy like everyone else seemed to be. And so I felt so alone. I just didn't want a part of it. And so that's just after that, 7th grade. 7th grade was even worse because the depression was worse. I still didn't have friends. I had to go into the school alone. And the looks I would get, the things people would say, and the way people it would hurt so bad. And then at the end of that summer, before the next year, I tried again. I swallowed more pills, and that I didn't tell anyone that time, so my grandma found me in my bed almost dead. I didn't really have a pulse, and so that I really didn't remember anything. I remember cursing and crying and screaming that I didn't want to live, and I was hurting so bad. And I realize now that I really hurt my family and put them through a lot, which I honestly wish I didn't do it, but I did. And it was just so hard to just get through it, going to school alone. And I guess my family couldn't understand why I didn't, and then ever since, I've always had bullying. High school was even worse. It never got better for me. Everyone was going to say, high school's going to be better. This is going to be better. And I was sick of hearing it because it never got better for me. In high school, it was even worse. The girls wouldn't want to sit next to me. No one would, the guys either. You're gay, you're weird. No one wanted to be around me. And so I missed a lot of school. I dropped out basically and had to do the homebound because I had surgery on my leg and my hand and things like that. But I made excellent grades. Pretty much always made great grades. I'm really smart. My grade point average is 3.33. But I'm sorry for crying, but it was just so hard to just go through everything and be outcast and not have anyone. And I was always wishing to just have one person in my life, one friend would have been the best thing ever. And so now I have to do online school because my counselor, my psychiatrist, my psychologist doesn't want me to go to school because of how bad it made me feel and how the teachers and the staff would never help me. or do anything about the people who called me names and like treated me like shit. They never did anything for me. So my grandma took me out of school, and now I'm missing out on being, a teenager, going to dances and having friends, and it really feels like shit to see the people who treated you horribly having like the great life and getting, to be around having friends and wearing things, like just fitting in with everyone. It was just like the worst. It's the worst feeling to see how everyone that was treating you bad is happy and like doesn't have to deal with the things you're dealing with, and I guess I'm jealous, but I've never been able to have that kind of life where I was like happy and had like friends or anything. Like in my entire life I've never had it, and it just like I look at it and I'm just thinking, why couldn't just one person be my friend? No one stood up for me, and I never did anything to anyone, and I've always tried to be as nice as possible for people, and they would just make fun of me and like tell like I would ask people, they would be nice to me in class in front of the teacher, and they would give me fake phone numbers and things like that, but like I have to use a fake name on Facebook because when I use my real name, people would message me and be really cruel to me, and it just really has been really rough I've had to have so many surgeries on my leg and my arm and go through physical and occupational therapy, and I'm never going to be healed from that, and so I have to deal with that for the rest of my life, and I feel like I just wish that I was, like, sometimes I get so low that I just wish I was never born and things like that, and I just wish people wouldn't be so mean to other people, because I know that I'm not the only one who's had to go through this, and I just would give anything to just like take it away from people that have to feel this hurt and who aren't fortunate enough to be able to get taken out of school and to online school, or who don't have the support of their family, because I can't imagine having to go through everything without my grandma or my dad or anything, and those people who can't afford health insurance and get the counseling they need. I just would give anything to reach out and help them. I really would, because the feelings that I've had over the years, I just would never want anyone to feel like that. I just can't believe how evil kids are to other kids, and they don't even care. Like, it doesn't affect them. Like, they don't have to go home and after school and just cry and feel so alone, and I just wish I could help all those kids who still have to go through it, who can't escape it, and it just sucks so bad for them, and I'd do anything for them. Like, I remember I used to stand up for everyone. I used to help out in the special ed classes, because no one could understand them either, and would be friendly to them, and I just, like, the looks on some of them and the way that they would just be treated would hurt so bad, and I just wish I could take it all away. I just don't know why people have to be so mean to each other when everyone's just trying to get through life, and it's a struggle all on its own, and just people make it worse for each other. And it just, if everyone would just stop fucking judging everyone else and just understand that everyone's different and they don't have to be like you. You don't have to be like someone else. It just fucking sucks, and it hurts so bad to see other people going through what I went through. And I talk to them, like, on the internet. I try so hard to reach out for them, but I just hope that people watch this and will hopefully talk to each other from what I've said and help each other and talk to me. I will do anything. I'll always talk to anyone if they need anything at all, because I know how much it hurts, and I know that it feels like it doesn't get better, and trust me, it didn't get better for me. I had to quit. Like, I couldn't. And it's like everyone will tell you it'll get better, and I know that that's the worst thing to hear, and I'm not going to say that. But what I can say is it doesn't get better, but everything will be okay eventually. And I'm still struggling with that. Like, I just started crying because I still don't have any friends, and I still haven't been able to just, like, I've built such anxiety in myself about being around other people. From all the bullying and torment, I have a hard time trusting people and giving them a chance, because every time I did, I would get fucked over, and it would be horrible. But I just want you to know that you're not alone. Like, I'm here for you, and there are so many other people who are going through what you're going through, what I've been through, and it isn't right. You can't let it get to you like I did. You can't let it go over to that part where you're hurting yourself, you're cutting, you're letting yourself down. You can't do that, because I regret it so bad. It will hurt anyone and everyone that's ever cared for you. And you just need to do whatever you can to not get to that point. You need to tell someone. Like, I told people they didn't do anything, but at least I told people. You need to just get out. If you want to, you should, like, write it out. Get a counselor. Do whatever you can to just get your feelings to someone who cares about you. Because, like, there are people who can help you. And I have had the roughest time with counselors. I've been in counseling since I was a toddler because of I've had so many problems, and it's a long story, but at first I didn't want help. I just didn't care anymore, but I started caring because I saw the hurt in my grandmother and my father and everyone else in my family, and I wanted to make a change. I wanted to be happy, so I started actually doing the counseling and things like that, and it really made a difference. And my counselor helped me and told me coping skills and things. It really sounds stupid, and it sounds like, oh, that's not going to help me. But I'm still alive, and I know that I'm alive because of my family, because of going and getting the help I needed. Even though, like, at the time, I was like, I don't need this shit. I don't want to go through this. No one can tell me how to live my life. But I listened, and I'm still here today. And trust me, there are still times when I just don't want to be here. Like, I look at myself and I'm just like, you don't have any friends, you're a loser, you've never done anything. But then I keep my head up because in my future, I want to be able to help people who are going through what I'm going through. My goal is to become a counselor, and that's what keeps me alive, is the fact that one day I'll be able to help people like me, to help kids who are going through this, to help schools who are going through this, who won't help the kids, who suspend kids for being different, who do the most ridiculous things to kids. And I just want so badly to help. That's all I've ever wanted. I've tried so hard, and yes, people have used me and hurt me, but there are so many people that I've helped, and it makes me feel so good. And when you're feeling down and you need someone to talk to, there are people. There are the Trevor Project. There are so many different things you can call. You just have to search, and you have to reach out. You can't just let yourself feel like that, because there are ways to get better. You might not even have to go to a doctor. You could just call one of the helplines or anything, and you can just talk to them and they'll help you. And sometimes they might want you to see a doctor, and it's your choice. But if you ever need anything, just comment, or I'll link my Facebook or anything. If you're going through what I'm going through, I'll do whatever I can to help you. I'll find the resources wherever you're from. I've done it so many times for people, and I just want you to know that the sooner you reach out, the better off you are. I promise. Like, I learned that the hard way, and I did it. I just shut down from everyone. But as soon as I started reaching out and explaining to people my feelings and things like that, I felt so much better. So honestly, if you're going through this, you need to just start reaching out as soon as possible. I promise you that there are people who are going to be able to understand, who are not going to outcast you or shun you, who are going to be able to help you. I promise there are so many people who want to help you. I mean, I do, and I'm sure there are so many other people who have gone through I have and who have beaten it or have gotten to a point where they can say, I'm okay now, and they, trust me, anyone who has gone through what I have gone through in my whole life, it hasn't just been being bullied. I've had medical. I have a disease called gastroparesis where my stomach's paralyzed. I mean, I have gone through so much, and there's so many people who have gone through so much more than I have. And I promise you, anyone who has been mistreated any time in their life will be able to relate you and will want to help you, because that's what it does to you. And it makes you stronger than the people who have, the like Barbie doll thin girls who don't have to go through what we go through. But when they get older, they're gonna realize, like, they're gonna regret, and they're gonna have to deal with what they've done. But you just can't let people. You can control the way you let people impact you. You can just say, you know what, they judge me, they think I'm, gay, they call me this, they tell me this. You can let it go hurt you, or you can just brush it off and be nice to them. Because, trust me, the nicer you are to people, the more uncomfortable they're going to be when they're mean to you. And so I just hope that this has helped anyone, everyone, and I hope that if you know anyone who's going through any bullying, you need to reach out to them, because it will make such a difference in their life. They will feel so much better. And I know it's really hard to help people who are going through it or who are being bullied, because you help them and other kids see it and they're going to make fun of you. They're going to tell you, oh, that's what they do, because they need that feeling that they're better than someone else. And if you let that get to you to a point where you won't help someone, you're just as bad as they are. So if you're just going to watch someone get beat up, if you're just going to watch someone sit alone at a lunch table, then you're just as bad as the people who are calling them names and making them feel bad. So whenever you see someone sitting alone, I sat alone, no one came to sit with me, but I'm sure if someone did, it would have made me feel so good. So you just need to reach out to these kids, or, they might not make it. And these are for people who don't have, I'm just trying to get anyone who's not going through it, anyone who is, just help one another, because it will make such a difference in your life and their life and everyone's lives, and you can save someone. And trust me, when you save someone, it is the best feeling in the world. When they tell you, oh, thank you so much, I needed this so bad, you will feel so good about yourself, and you'll be able to say that, hey, I help people, I want to help people, and that will make you a better. I'm not saying you have to, but I'm just saying that when I was going through it, if someone would have helped me or sat down next to me, it would have made such a difference. I'm sure that I would have, you don't have to be buddy with them, you don't have to be friends with them, but just show them that you care, stand up for them, because it's really hard to stand up to people who are being mean to you, who are shunning you, because when one does it, a lot of people do it. And you just need to hold on to the fact that, yeah, you might not be going through what they're going through, but you can save someone's life by just talking to them. I promise you. So just please look out for one another. And just sitting next to someone will make such a difference. And, they might, neglect, not talk to you or not look at you, but they will, in their mind, they will be so happy. They'll be like, finally someone's talking to someone sitting next to me. It might be hard for them to talk to someone, but I promise you, it will make them feel so much better. And that's all I really have to say. That's my experience with bullying. I hope you can take this and share it with someone, or just know that you can make a difference, or you can get help, and just know that I've gotten through it. I've survived. Yes, I had to get out of high school, and I'm fortunate enough that my family can afford the online schooling, but some states have other things, other options. There's so many different things you can do, and if you need help finding resources, I would do anything to help you. So just message me, anything you need. I promise you I will try my best to help. And I will talk to anyone. We can Skype. I'll put my Skype, and we just, anything you need, I promise you, you can ask me. And I'm sure that there are going to be people. Sorry, I have a retainer in my mouth and it sucks. See? Oh. But anyway, so just try and take this and just listen to what I've said. You don't have to start getting help right away, but I promise you, the sooner the better. And the sooner you help someone, the better it is for you and them. And hey, you might even become best friends with them. You never know. Just take this and tell other people to just please do whatever you can to help one another, because it will help you and the other person. I swear. I promise you. So thank you for listening to the whole thing. It's a really long video. It's 27 minutes long. So if you've listened to the whole thing, I really appreciate it. And I feel that if we all just help one another, it's just going to make the biggest difference in the world. And it's going to be hard for everyone. So just try whatever you can to make a difference. And it will mean so much to someone who's struggling. So thank you for listening, and hopefully I'll be making more videos depending on the feedback from this. Please comment and let me know what you've been through and how you've dealt with it, and so other people can read it, and you can add me whatever you want. I'll put all the links down below. And leave a like so I know that I'm, doing things right. And if you want more videos of my experiences and how I've gotten through it and things like that, just let me know, because it's really hard for me to make a video without any motivation or anything from anyone. So it would mean a lot. So thank you so much for watching. I know it's been really long, and I'm sorry for tearing up, but thanks so much. Okay, bye.